In just a matter of days, I will have in these hands the new Mega Eyeshadow Palette from Pat McGrath Labs, her Gilded Nirvana palette. I have also purchased one of the mini cream blush duos. I have never tried her little cream blushes before, so I am excited about getting those in and playing with them. But in the meantime, I still owe you a look with the Mothership Huetopian Dream. I picked up this palette as well as Divine Rose 2 and her foundation around the same time that Louis Vuitton launched the collection with Pat McGrath as the creative director. Pat McGrath Labs had a 40% off sale, so I got all of these items for less than one of those Louis Vuitton eyeshadow palettes. So I have already done the video featuring Divine Rose 2, and today we are going to create a look with Huetopian Dream. I have a couple of other new items for us to play with. I picked up the Rephr 38 brush. I love my Rephr brushes, so we're going to test this out today with one of the Kosas blushes. I've played with these once before. They're very cute, but I found them too glittery. We're going to give these another go. And then I have my first Fenty Gloss Bomb. So we are going to play with this as well. So let's get into creating an eye look, because that is really what this video is all about. I'm going to pin my hair back. I'll be right back. All right, guys, in addition to pinning my hair back, you will probably notice that I am wearing these lovely Dew winged eye masks. I pulled these out because A, they're great, okay? These are the reusable eye masks where you can just put your own eye cream underneath, slap these on, and your eyes will come out at the end looking more hydrated because it's really locking that moisture in. This particular set was designed to help create winged looks. And then, of course, regardless of which type you buy from Dew, it also helps catch any potential fallout, which we may have some of today. Think that they have just come out with a new limited edition set, and if I'm correct about that, I will insert a photo and put a link in the description box, because I love Dew, the brand, number one, and I think this product is really fantabulous. So let's get going on our eye look. I just washed all my brushes, which is why I'm just sort of clutching some here, but y'all, is there a more beautiful sight when you were a makeup and brush lover? I mean, look at those. They're so beautiful. I love it. Okay, I hate washing my brushes. It just feels like such a tedious pain, but man, when they're all clean and beautiful like that, it's just, yeah, it's just nice. Okay. I am going to let go of the brushes in my clutched little paw there, and I need to swatch this again. We did swatch it when I first did the sort of unboxing and description and all that good stuff, but I like to swatch before I build a look so that I can get a sense of what the colors really look like on the skin, and it gives me sort of an initial sense of how different shades perform. This is Huetopian Dream. I have not played with this at all since I did the initial sort of unboxing and the swatches. I wanted to wait to build a look until we were together. So let me get these swatched very, very quickly on my hand so that we can figure out what our eye look is going to be. I am just going to speed through this. Okay, guys, I just swatched here. It always leaves me like virtually speechless. I mean, the minute you sort of, you know, drag it across the skin and see what it does, it's just like, what? What? Okay, hold on, let me get closer here. And of course, like, so these here are the special shades, and let me sort of move those around a little bit so that you can see. This one in particular, I feel like here on my palm, it's not even showing up that great what it's doing. If you're watching this, my guess is you get it. Like, you get it. You get what I'm saying because you love Pat McGrath. I'm not going to go for the hot pink today. This is probably the most intimidating shade in the palette for me. I will probably use this in the crease, this in the outer corner. This is our Skin Show shade, I think, so I will likely use that. The big question then becomes what to use on the center of the eyelid. Okay, I am going to lunch today. I'm going to be sitting on a patio, possibly, which means I'm going to have my sunglasses on. And if I want to wear a totally wild eye look, no one will know. So you know what? We are going to go for it. We are going to do this multi-chrome shade here. And then, I don't know, we may top off with this. Let's go all the way. Okay, let's just do it. Oh, I was getting ready to take my glasses off. Okay, I am going to grab a Rephr 16, which is the most amazing brush for laying down your transition shade. Notice how beautiful and clean it is. I also, when I clean my brushes, sometimes I put some of those little like netting things on that brushes sometimes come with, and they regain their shape, which I also really love. I know, it's extra, I know. Okay, so we are going to grab this pinky shade here, and I already have eyeshadow primer on, and everything that I use today will be listed in the description box. While I am applying this, you guys have to let me know in the comments. Have you already ordered anything from the new holiday collection from Pat McGrath? The palette, the blushes, the trinkets. The trinkets sort of shocked me. I gotta admit, I was like, what is this? I didn't get any of the trinkets. I am trying to decide about that single shadow that is just like the most intense gold I think I've ever seen in a pan. I think it was one of her really like early releases. And so that's why they decided to do that, because this is I think an anniversary collection. So I'm trying to decide if I want to get that. But of course, as someone who has the entire Mothership collection, I'm like, really? I'm going to get another gold? I mean, if you've got a lot of Pat, you've got a lot of gold, okay? I'm going to pick up this brown now. This is on a Rephr 01 Mini. I'm going to tap this into the outer corner here. This will be only my second mega palette. I have one other mega palette that I bought, actually not when it released. Pat did a re-release, sort of one of her vault releases, and I managed to snag it, which I was so happy about because I really hated that I missed it. Her more recent mega palettes I haven't been interested in, but there is one older one that I still regret not grabbing, and if she ever pulls that out of the vault, so to speak, again, then I will pick that one up. I do have a ton of her little holiday 5-pan palettes, and supposedly the Gilded Nirvana Mega Palette is that same formula, which I have always thought was a beautiful formula. So I'm just taking my Rephr 16 now and sort of rubbing it on a towel to get the pigment off so I don't have any additional pigment. I'm just going to kind of blend these together here. Sort of soften this up. Now let's go in with our showstopper shade, which is this one here. Look at that. So I'm just going to work this over. The theory being that I'm going to be sort of getting it lighter as I go over, but this shadow is so incredibly pigmented that that's not really what's happening. I am going to go ahead and put some of this Skin Show shade in the inner corner, and then I am going to go in with one of our Blitz Astrals. I don't think those married together too terribly well. I'm going to grab a little bit of this bronzy shade. I don't know what's going to happen. We're just throwing stuff on our eyes at this point. I think what I'm going to do now is I am going to put some of our supercalifragilisticexpialidocious shade here right in the center. Just sort of swirled my finger in, and you can see there what I've picked up. And now I am just going to lightly tap right here in the center. I think that sort of brought out the green a little bit more that's in that multi-chrome, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. Yeah, definitely sort of made it more gold and green. Just want to grab a little bit of this Skin Show shade and just dot in with the finger. A little bit right in the inner corner, because that will brighten that up a bit more than using the brush. This is like giving like Egyptian eyes to me. Let's go ahead and pull off the eye masks and see what that did in terms of helping with the shape at the outer edge. And I can also see some fallout down here that was caught, and hopefully you can also see I am rather hydrated under the under eyes. I am gonna now grab my Sarah Creel gel eyeliner that I have also been testing out, and we are gonna run that along the lower lash line. I have been testing this in place of my Makeup Forever Endless Cacao pencil, just to see if I like this a little bit better, see if it has more staying power. And it does have a little smudger on the other side, which is nice. I am going to speed through mascara just so we can get on to some of the other newer products. So I'm going to curl my lashes, and then I am going to use the Swede Lash Lift Mascara. Let's get that mascara on. Let's see, I am going to grab one of my felt style liners and go in here at the edge. And then here at the corner, I'm basically going to go in and do a little flick here. I'm almost sort of creating another lash. Yeah, I go to wherever that last sort of lash is, and from underneath, kind of come up. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup and I will be right back so that we can get on with the rest of our products, mainly complexion and lips. What is this? Do you know? This is a makeup sponge. This one is by One Size. It is actually the best sponge I have ever found for foundation. So today I'm going to be using this to apply my Tom Ford Architecture Radiance foundation. I am very, very close to filming a roundup and ranking video of the foundations I have been testing. I have tested the last major 5 releases of foundation. So that is going to be coming. On that note, if you are not subscribed, consider subscribing to my channel because I am going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Wait, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, that was mostly negative, and it's not going to be mostly negative. There's some great foundations out there. Okay, I am going to dot this on, and then we are going to use my sponge to work it in. Boop. I love this one because, I mean, look how big that is. That is covering a lot of area to work in at once. Just feels very quick and easy. I tried to get my little glitters off, you guys, but it was hard. That may be because, I mean, I really did apply a lot of different shades on there. You could wet your brush when applying those to make them stick a little bit better. You could also use the Intensify stick, which I don't think to use that often, but I do think it works really, really well. While I am getting this on, I'll just tell you that in my craving for fall, I will be doing some major cooking this afternoon. I am making a bolognese from scratch. It is like at least a 4-hour cook. That's from prep all the way through the cooking process. I am a mise en place girl, and what that means is that I like to get all of my stuff chopped and measured and in little bowls before I put even really the first thing in the pot to start cooking, because to me it just makes for a much more relaxing cooking experience. I went on this whole bolognese journey about a year ago where I was like, I am going to find the best bolognese recipe. Do you cook it with milk, without milk, with nutmeg, without nutmeg, white wine, red wine? I mean, it was a whole thing. You guys, I tried so many different things. I've got a recipe that I love now. I'm only going to cook a single batch. Previously, I mean, I was cooking like double, triple batches because I just like having it in the freezer. You can just cook a ton, put some in the freezer, and then you've got bolognese for weeks. Okay, I am going to use my Pat McGrath Labs concealer today. Applying some of that to the back of my hand, and then I've got my BK Beauty concealer brush here, the Kitten Paw. I'm just sort of loading that up, really working it into the bristles. Now we are going to, I guess, go ahead and do, I don't know, should I do blush or powder first? I think I'm going to do blush first. Is that way if I need to use concealer to fix a mistake, maybe that will be easier. Okay, let's talk about my new blush brush. Okay, so this is the Rephr 38. I think this is a re-release. This was made available once before and then I think it sold out. And so just now brought this back. This is a petite cheek brush. This ultra soft brush works beautifully with powders and creams, making it perfect for blush, contour, and targeted blending. The thing that makes this distinctive is it is actually made to be more angled on one side of the brush. Let's check this out. I am going to pick the lightest shade of this Kosas blush because goodness knows the eyes are poppin'. These blushes are a part of the mini Blush is Life trio. I think I tried all three of these on my cheeks in one of my recent videos where I was looking at different sets. My problem here was that they have a radiant finish. I really felt like it was emphasizing texture. I am gonna pull Euphoria. So that is what that looks like. And let's blush. Very soft. Okay, we like that. It is a smaller, sort of tighter brush, more compact for blush. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But I do feel like it's applying well. Try to blend this out a little bit. Because I've got some kind of sticking right there. I mean, this side I think looks gorgeous. I jacked this up somehow. But I think this side looks really, really pretty. Let's look for the texture. Okay, I mean, I don't know, it's not bothering me as much right now. Let me grab my concealer brush. See if I can sort of smooth this out a little bit. So far, loving this one. It's going over here in my little special space for some of my little favorite brushes. And now let's go ahead and do powder. I do have my little Kosas pink powder here. I've got my Precision Powder Brush by BK Beauty. Now I'm just going to kind of press this in. I am very, very impressed by this Kosas powder. My table is such a mess. There's powder everywhere. I had thrown on a little bit of my Ole Henriksen little balm here, but I have taken that off now because we are going in for my very first Fenty Gloss Bomb. This is a universal lip luminizer and I got Rose Amber. This is what that looks like. I've had this for a couple weeks, you guys, but I've had like so many other products that I've been testing. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So this is a very deep shade. Let's put it on. Has an interesting scent to it. Very glimmer shimmer. You know what? Let's throw on some setting spray. I am going to pull out the Pat McGrath setting spray. This is not the glassy one. This is more sort of the mattifying, blurring one. You guys, what do you think of these lips? I mean, it is like a juice factory. Let's put on some of the setting spray. Press that in a little bit. I do feel like I lost some of my blushiness, so let's throw on a little bit more blush. I think that happens with setting spray. Or should I not? Okay, this could be a huge mistake, but we're just gonna right here, just right here. That's all. Not doing it everywhere. Okay, we just want it to pop right there. Just sort of blending. Hair clips down. Now you will see the crimping. I've told y'all how my hair crimps. This hair is totally 80s. All right, guys, so here is our final look today. First time using Huetopian Dream from Pat McGrath Labs. A beloved mothership. I really like this one, and I feel like it's really different than the other motherships. I cannot wait to play with it more and use some different combinations. What else did we play with today? Oh, well, I mean, clearly I'm loving my new Rephr brush. I am a bit happier today with the way that the Kosas blush acted. I feel good right now about the way that the Tom Ford foundation looks. This wear test today will contribute to how I rank it and the feedback that I provide when I do my foundation roundup video. And then finally, we have my very first Glossy Bomb experience. Kind of digging it right now. So that wraps it up for today's makeup look. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you did, you will give it a big thumbs up, and I hope you'll subscribe. If you are not subscribed, I've got lots of makeup fun coming your way. Thank you again for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.